Welcome back to another episode of BPL TV, and today it is time to start to take you one step deeper down the rabbit hole we live in and introduce kinematic sequence.
Yep.
Now, Micah, how long have you been looking at baseball swings that are now 3D avatars and squiggly line graphs?
About a year and a half now. How about you? How long have you been looking at these?
In baseball, maybe 2 years, and in golf, closer to 20. So, we're gonna come back and decode a bunch of that crazy stuff we just saw, but why do you keep looking at this 18 months later, or do you look at it more or less, or what do you
Definitely look at it way more than I used to. And the thing that I've noticed most with kinematic sequence is it allows us to make sure that the hitter is doing what they think they're doing.
Right.
And then also if they want to maybe do something they're not doing or do something completely different, we can figure out how to do that.
So from a coaching context, has rolling this new technology into your arsenal eliminated or reduced your dependency on a different technology?
I would say no. It's just kind of added a little extra time to it, but it just allows us to just have one more fail safe to make sure that we're not improperly coaching the hitter.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at what this actually is. I guess is showing us. So I'm gonna get us back here to around negative move right there, and let's start to zoom in here on this graph. Now I know golf pros the same way. For the most part, graphs kind of freak us out, but once we understand what we're graphing, it can settle down a little bit. So the first thing is going up and down this vertical axis here. This is showing us rotation in degrees per second. It's the rotational speed. If I look across the bottom here, this is showing me time. Okay, so right now, when I look at this red line, this is showing me the rotation of the pelvis. Right, so it's specifically how fast is this body segment rotating away from or towards the pitcher. The green line is showing me the same information for the upper body. The blue line is showing me the lead arm, and the brown line is showing me the bat. So as we have this player start to get into their positive move towards the pitcher, one of the first things that I find interesting, and this parallels what we see in golf, is the pelvis is moving laterally towards the pitcher while it is still rotating away from the pitcher. It doesn't begin its rotation towards the pitcher until that red line gets above this zero line for rotational speed. One of the things we like to see is where that pelvis is going to rotate towards the pitcher before the upper body, which is that green line. So I can get right in here and really look at it in fine detail to know exactly what I'm doing to that sequence, which is the order of operations. That's one critical component of the movement. But one of the things that's so important in baseball and stressed by every hitting coach I talk to is the timing. So when we look at kinematic sequence, one of the most powerful things that it can do for us is understand not just the rotational components of the swing, but their order of operations and the timing at which they occur. And that allows us, as we start to implement change for different hitters, we can quantify exactly what's happening to a much higher degree than we ever could with video. You ready for the next 15 years?
Absolutely.
All right, let's get back to work.